Hey, content creators. How many of you use drones? How many of you struggle with using a drone? Because A, they take up a lot of space in your bag. B, the controls in of themselves is confusing and you really just want it for a couple of seconds just to get a shot, and then you end up fumbling with the drone for 30 minutes or 20 minutes to get it going. And C, you don't know how to even pilot the damn thing and you end up getting bad footage and shaky shots anyway. I'm gonna blow your mind. You know what this is? Right here, this little thing? This is a drone. This, my friends, is the 00 HoverAir X1. This drone films in 2.7K as opposed to 4K or 1080p. It has two buttons in the front. One to select from 8 preset flight patterns and a power button. And it folds out. And this thing is specifically designed to work without a remote control. This thing is specifically designed with some AI and some other voodoo, where it just follows you around and does the things that you're supposed to do. Is this a cinematic footage drone? No, it isn't. Is this a really good drone to keep in a small camera bag and keep it with you all times so you can get a cool shot with your friends and family when you're out just doing basic things? Absolutely. I feel like recently, whenever I have bought cool camera, especially outdoor camera gear, there's always been bad weather, whether it's been rain or snow, to prevent me from doing videos. In the last couple of weeks, it has been snowing, or where I have been, it has been snowing because I've been traveling a little bit. So unfortunately, at least the time where I'm filming this, I'm really forced to use this thing indoors. So some of the high-rise shots I haven't been able to use just yet. But by the time I post this video, I will show all of the features and all of the modes that this thing offers. Is this drone for everyone? I don't know. I just know that with the DJI drone that I have, which is like the Mavic 2 Air or maybe the 2 something Air, it's just a lot to just take out of the bag, and it takes up a lot of space in the bag. You need to have all the batteries, the controller, the charger, right? Because the charger's proprietary. It just takes up all of the space in your bag, and sometimes you just want a couple of simple, clean shots. A lot of the times, even with the original Mini that I had, I just wanted to go up, do a couple loops, and call it a day. But you also kind of look like a dork when you send it up because you always have the controller in your hand. So I kind of like the fact that you don't need a controller for this thing. It does have an app. You can download it from the Play Store, which means there's no issues with China. I'm sure this is a Chinese made product, but there's no issues with China in the app at the moment. And I don't have this for the Apple, but the Google Play Store does have this app, the control app, readily available on the App Store as of January 2024. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to put this in hover mode.
Continue, hover.
Oh, it's out of the shot. It is filming me though. But the cool thing is, if I put my hand out, it lands right in your hand. How cool is that? My favorite feature so far of this drone is the follow me feature. So a lot of times if I'm doing like a house tour, when we're at an Airbnb, or if we're going down a hiking trail, this thing will follow you. And it'll take good clean footage, and then you can kind of overlay it with some of the other stuff that you're doing. So this was the most exciting feature. So if I have something following me from behind, taking another shot, it's additional B-roll, and I can do this by myself and it's small, win. And that's the exact type of usage that I intend to leverage this thing for. There are a couple of things they say as far as utilization. They say don't let this thing fly over water. So I guess if you're in a pool or something like that, don't let it fly. I must have some issues with detecting where it is and its location when the water's reflecting. Also in high windy situations, this makes a lot of sense because this thing is like let's say it's 150 grams or it's 129 grams or something like that. And it easily falls under the government regulation for registration, which is 249 grams. So you can take this thing out, you can fly it, and you don't have to register it. And again, it has preset programs and flight patterns, so you don't have to go crazy doing anything with a controller, and I find that to be fantastic. This thing, because it's so small, will live in my little camera bag in perpetuity. Let me demonstrate. I'm gonna put it back in its little pouch. And the reason why I'm putting it in the pouch is that there really is no like cover for the lens, so I wanna make sure that the lens doesn't get dirty if it sits in the bag or gets scratched. So this is my Peak Design 6-liter sling bag. All right, drone. I did another video recently, or when I was filming this, about these microphones. So you'll see that at some point around the same time that this gets released. So microphones, easily fits into the bag. Right, and I don't just have camera stuff in this thing, by the way. I have a spare pair of Bluetooth headphones. I have the cables for the microphones and the dead cats for the microphones. I have my Sony ZV-1 camera. I have power charger, which is also doubles as a battery, also made by Anker, I might add. All right. Oh, look, the drone. Drone goes right in here. Got a pair of headphones in here. I have the batteries for the drone. I have a spare battery and a battery charger for the drone. Extra batteries for the camera. It all fits in here, and like it's not stuffed to the gills. There's still some space for some other crap if I really needed it, but there it is. It all fits in a bag. Camera, microphone, the tripod can fit in here too. I just didn't grab it. It's over there. Little tiny tripod can fit in here. A drone. It's like a little portable studio. Again, is it the most high def 8K or 4K footage? No, but you're watching this right now. As I upload this, it's 1080p. I'm recording in 4K on this camera, but I always downsample when I upload it to 1080 because why are you gonna have all these enormous files when you're uploading them to YouTube? So at 2.7K, I'm still downsampling. So again, it doesn't take the crispiest footage. Like if you're looking for a cinematic drone, it's not gonna do that, but for what I'm using it for, it is perfect. And I really like this thing. And when I bought it, I had my eye on it for a little while. David Manning did a video on this thing. And I was like, oh, that thing is cool. But Amazon had a flash sale on it and a coupon. So it was a flash sale and a coupon for the pack with the 2 batteries. So I snapped it up. Hopefully throughout this video, you will see versions of how this thing works with footage that I've taken. But let me review all of the modes that this thing has through the app. And again, you probably saw me cycle through some of them on the buttons, but you can make some minor modifications on the app. So let's do that. Now, if I'm really clever, as I'm saying what the modes are, I will show the B-roll. Let's see if the weather permits by the time I want to release this video. But here are the modes. You have a hover mode, which I showed, which was out of frame. But it has a built-in hover mode where it will just act like basically a tripod. You have a zoom out mode where it will fly out and film you from a height. It has the follow mode, which I've used quite a bit. It has an orbit mode, which will do a 360 flight pattern at your eye level around your body. And it does have some degree of obstacle detection because it it did bump into the wall in one of the vacation houses that I was at. It's got a bird's eye view, which means it's going to go straight up, take a shot, and then come back down. It's got a snapshot feature, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. I think it just takes a picture. It's got a dolly track mode, and then it has a manual control. And you apparently have to unlock the manual control. You have to fly the drone 5 times to unlock that feature, which apparently, I mean, I've flown it more than 5 times. I don't know about that one. This is another tool literally in my tool bag that I can use to help establish B-roll, to help establish a location. It wasn't immensely expensive. I paid like $400 for it, for the kit and for the set. It might be a little bit more, but I'm sure once these sales happen, it never goes back to the retail price again. So for $400, for not having to have another person pilot it, or for not having to worry about the controls, I think it's great. And you know that there's going to be a version of this thing that's going to come out that's going to have 4K built into it, I'm sure. But for now, it's good for what it is, and I think it's a good product. I'm very impressed. I'm impressed with the ease of use. I'm impressed with the fact that there's no shadiness with the app. I've really been struggling with that, even with DJI and some of the issues during the pandemic. They must have been on some kind of list. So you couldn't download the app. You couldn't update firmware unless you sideloaded their apps on your phone. And I wasn't feeling that at all. But this one seems to be working, and everything seems to be working. So, so far, good experience. After continued use, it continues to impress me, and it continues to do better as I've been able to fly it outside. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you have questions about it. Ask me questions about this product. I think it's really cool, and I hope that people are interested in it, and I hope they make another one that has 4K, because I don't want to have to mess with controllers. Thanks for watching this video. Take care, and I'll be back with another one in a couple of weeks.